Hey, what is going on, my pretty babies? Monday night, July the 13th, 2020. You're checking out an all-new The RCWR show. Lee Sanders here. What's up? You guys had a fantastic weekend? I hope you all did. And if you didn't, hopefully this week is at least kicking off to a good start for you guys. I feel pretty well rested. I just came off of a back-to-back weekend. Had 2 days off, back-to-back, as normal. I love it. Did some stuff around the house. Caught up on a decent amount of rest in between. I wish I could have gotten in a little bit more, but hey, it's all good. I'll tell you something that'll make you guys pretty happy to hear. I don't know how many of you guys had joined us for last Wednesday night's RCWR show. It was a rare Wednesday night that we did, as I was live, like old times, back as soon as AEW and NXT went off the air. Well, I just want to say this up front. This coming Wednesday night, work was very kind to me once again. I didn't even ask for it, but I got this Wednesday off. So I will be with you guys once again this Wednesday night after NXT and AEW goes off the air. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Also, we got a really cool contest that we're going to be running. I'll get into the details about it later on just to get the ball rolling, but winners are not going to be announced until this coming Friday. You guys will totally dig it. Now, if you're already following me throughout social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at the RCWR show, then you already have an idea what it is that I'm talking about. But if you don't know, it's actually okay. I got your hook up. Don't worry about it. So we got a nice fun show planned for you guys. I do want to do my very best to keep this as short as possible. And I'll explain to you the reason why. Look, there's really not much for us as far as headlines and all that goes to dive into on this week's RCWR show. By the way, to those of you that's going to be listening to this on demand and on the downloads, welcome. You're checking out an all-new RCWR show for July 13, 2020. I have to say that specifically for the folks that's going to be checking out the audio on demand and on the downloads, because I just now hit the record button for the audio. So that's why we're kind of rehashing that once again. But there really hasn't been that much that's been going on since last we were on the air with you guys. So this is going to be a nice, sweet show. And since we're coming right back Wednesday night, oh my God, that's going to be a nice deluxe episode too. We're going to keep this as short as possible. If I can do about an hour, 15 minutes, that would be great. And I'm going to tell you guys in a nutshell some of the reasons why I kind of feel drained. I feel good, but I feel a little bit drained. So, you were tuned in last week. You guys know that a thorn that's been in my ass within recent days, several days, has been a third-party matching company by the name of Audio Machine. Almost kind of sounds like Audio Slave there when you think about it, but anyway. Audio Machine, and shout out to you YouTube content creators out there, whether you love to use royalty-free music or not. Look, just hear me out. Be careful with what you're uploading. Even if you have permission, you just got to be careful. This one company that I've been dealing with, they are called Audio Machine. And they basically act on behalf of acts that they supposedly represent, as they file bogus copyright claims saying, oh, we detected that this matches our client over here by blah, blah, blah. And here's what's totally fucking funny about all of this. So these guys have been like AdRev, somewhat similar to AdRev. If you guys remember the shit that was going on with AdRev, you know this in a nutshell. It's no different. But at least with AdRev, somebody did reply to me and my lawyer. Hey, we're really sorry about that. All right, you guys are totally squared away. This is not going to be happening anymore. And to AdRev's credit, it didn't happen anymore. Really after my lawyer had reached out and said, hey, what's going on? My client reached out to you guys told you guys what you guys kept submitting was bogus. Come on, get his content whitelisted so you guys don't keep doing this. It's kind of silly and it's not accurate. But with Audio Machine, these guys, oh no, they just keep going at it. They just keep. So somewhat similar to AdRev, they're focusing on content from 2012 to 2013. And one of the old video intros that I used to have, there's no vocals, there's no instrumental. I wouldn't even specify it as sound effect. It's just basically some custom shit that I had made through using a combination of free beatbox software and Audacity to clean it up and all that. That's basically it. But these guys are basically claiming that it matches up to some stupid ass song called Body in the Woods by Brand X. Yeah. So with AdRev did about almost, I would say, 200 videos of these bogus claims before finally, okay, yeah, we're good. We'll stop. Don't worry about it. It's taken care of. Whereas Audio Machine, they just keep on. So I had spent a good part of this morning, while the family was asleep, I spent a good chunk of editing. Well, it wasn't really that hard, but when you just think about the total number of videos, it's pretty tedious, even though I'm in and out. So I broke it down in two parts. First part, I did 65 videos on top of 45 videos. So you do the math right there. I'm thinking, okay, I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to do. I'm off the hook. I'm good to go. Well, on the contrary, just when I thought I was done, about 4 to 5 hours later, I get an email. It looks like your content matches to blah, 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 blah. I'm like, now what? I'm like, damn, I thought I took care of all of 2012 and 13. What the hell? So I went back. I'm going, okay, I did 2012, 2012, 2013, 2013. All right, well, let me just try 1.2 and let me see what pops up. Oh, okay. All right, well, let me try 1.3 and let me see what pops up. Did all of that shit, and it was, oh, lovely. So, part 2, I found myself editing, what was it, 36, so a total of 96 videos for part 2. So, you do the math. So, just a few seconds ago, I said 45, and what was it, 65, right? Now, part 2, you add on to that, those numbers, 95. And I have, at least from what I'm able to see right now, about 150 more videos to go through for the 2012 to 2013 period. And then that's it. I should be done with these guys. It's sad. I did my research on this company, and kind of similar to AdRev, they like picking on content creators that they don't think knows a thing or two about copyright laws and all that other bullshit. Think that they're just going to be pushovers and, oh, you know, go ahead, monetize my shit. I'm not going to fight you. Like, no. Now, some of you guys may be saying, well, Lee, if it's your original content, why not just fight them, go through the dispute, and, you know, why not go through those methods? Because with some of these people, AdRev, to a degree, was definitely one of those people until I had to go to the lawyer. It's better to just go through the editing process, crop that piece out, and then boom, you never have to deal with those motherfuckers again. It only takes YouTube a handful of hours to edit. And then afterwards, as far as your monetization goes, all of that still goes right back to you. You don't have to worry about it being in escrow while you're dealing with the bogus dispute bullshit and all that. To my point, pretty much half my day was in front of the computer editing. So and here I am right again. So you guys got a good idea of what I'm talking about. But we're going to have loads fun. Don't worry about it. Loads fun. Raw tonight, setting the tone pretty much for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view that's going to be coming up this weekend. And if you are a big wrestling fan, I mean, there's a couple of things that's going to be going on this weekend. Impact Wrestling's got their Slammiversary event that's going to be happening just the day before Extreme Rules. So, and we'll talk a lot more about Slammiversary on this Wednesday show and everything. But Extreme Rules, we will be previewing Extreme Rules. We'll be talking about that card as well. Again, loads of good stuff that we're going to be able to get into. Now, Raw tonight, not too bad. Setting the tone for Extreme Rules Sunday. That was a great main event match that they had with, who's that? It was a tag team match there. They had Asuka and Kairi Sane teaming up to take on Bayley and Sasha Banks. That was a damn good main event matchup. I thoroughly had enjoyed it. And, you know, for me, I got to tell you, just coming off of the weekend where Vince McMahon and others were reflecting on, hey, it's been 5 years now since officially the women's evolution really came into effect. You know, when you think about Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, when you think about those 4 horsewomen, basically, when they came in to the main roster and in their own respected ways and then their own respected rights, they changed the women's industry. They officially took it from what we knew of it as basically the Divas era, the I'm going to go take a piss shit break, and it's still kind of like that to a certain degree in some aspects, mainly not on the women. I gotta make sure I really stress that. But yatta! Hey, yatta! Whenever we hear that, that lets me know we got a new we got a super chat. I was like, that's either a follower or it's a super chat. Gino, what's up, Gino? Thank you for the super. Oh, wait a minute. Gino, did I see that right with your super chat, brother? Let me make sure I'm seeing that right there. Wait a minute. Gino doesn't. Yeah, Gino did a mad super chat of $50. Thank you for that, Gino. We appreciate that. By the way, you know, if you guys want to send super chats, you know, we're live. You can send super chats. It doesn't have to be that amount. If you can't afford that amount, hey, whether it's $1, $2, it's all good. Every little bit helps, and most importantly, it supports the show when it's all said and done. So appreciate that. But yeah, you know, we're coming off of that weekend where Vince McMahon and WWE reflected on social media about the 5th anniversary of the women's evolution and everything. And it's kind of funny because even though I spent most of the weekend working up until Sunday, I just kind of glanced at social media and I remember seeing women's evolution. And I thought for a second, oh, so they're basically saying that the pay-per-view Evolution, it's coming back. I was kind of under that impression when I had saw something about women's evolution. But then when I finally had really, I would say earlier this morning, when I was really able to just sit down in between the editing, I was also doing Wrestling with the Topics. I had sat down and mixed a new episode of Wrestling with the Topics that me and the missus did. That's available on Patreon right now for you guys to check out. And I was catching up on social media. I'm like, oh, so that's what they were saying by women's evolution. I'm going, okay, well, that's nice. That's nice. I'm not shitting on that, but another Evolution pay-per-view would be damn good right about now. That's just me. That's just wishful thinking. But that was a good main event match that they had tonight. But also, reason why I kind of set all that up going into Raw, what also stood out to me the most tonight was some of my favorites that I had put the spotlight on off and on the past couple of weeks returned to WWE programming tonight. Bianca Belair returned. Was so freaking happy to see her come back. A welcomed breath of fresh air. A welcomed breath of fresh air. I wasn't sure why she had been off my TV for so many weeks, whether it was because she had health concerns or she was taking care of some personal matters. I don't really know. I don't really know. Hey, it's none of my business. I'm not trying to pry. I just know to see her back tonight, I was ecstatic. And she came back. Really, really what I felt, the timing was great. Because all due respect to Sasha, Bailey, but man, them girls been going through like workhorses through all the brands, somewhat similar to Charlotte. And to a certain degree, they've gone a bit above and beyond more than what Charlotte was doing initially. I think you guys would definitely agree with me from that assessment. So okay, we can't always, remember what I was saying? If not last week, a couple of weeks ago, I said, okay, we can't keep relying on these girls. And I brought up the whole thing about who else is going to be elevated during the whole process. Who else is going to be established? Because you can't keep it up forever with these girls here. Who else do we have that we can put into rotation, but that can also benefit and everything? So to see Bianca Belair right back in the mix of things, I enjoyed it. And she came back. The way they put her in was great, I personally felt, because basically Ruby Riott, here she is once again. By the way, if you guys did not check out last Monday's show, I strongly would advise you to check it out, because I went above and beyond putting the spotlight on Ruby Riott. I did, and it was refreshing to see that there were other people that were noticing, man, look at this losing streak that freaking Ruby Riott has been on. What the fuck? But to my knowledge, I really did not see people really break it down the way I had broke it down on the show last week. I pretty much echoed what I said on social media, but I doubled down on the show. Go back and check it out when you get a chance. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe up until tonight, she was on a losing streak of 25. A losing streak of 25. And you're going, wait a minute, how does this build her up exactly? How does this, exactly establish her and her brand and build up her cachet and everything? What the hell? So to see the backstage segment that played out tonight where Ruby Riott was being interviewed by, what's that Renee Young 2.0 girl's name? Sarah Scriber or whatever her name is. We see Ruby Riott talking with her backstage, and they're getting ready to show highlights of what had went down last week. Because who did Ruby Riott lose to last week? Wasn't it Billie Kay? And you got Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. They're coming, they interrupt, rubbing it in and everything, pointing out how Ruby Riott has no friends. She even ran off Liv Morgan. She couldn't even do things right to patch things up with Liv Morgan. She's all alone here. Boom. Bianca Belair slides right up in there, pretty much reintroducing herself. That's great. I loved it. That pretty much led to a great tag team match with all four of those girls, in which Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott picking up the W. Great. That was great. Women's tag team action right there. So two really good women's matches that we had got on the card tonight. But wait. It gets even better than that. Somebody else that I am quite fond of, that I hold in very high regard, Shayna Baszler, came back tonight. I was just on cloud nine, and it was so funny too, because at this point, my girl comes in, and she's watching a little bit of the TV with me, and she goes, oh, she's back, huh? I said, yeah. I said, I actually missed her. And they did a close-up of Shayna. I'll talk about how the circumstances of Shayna, her coming back, I'll talk about that in a hot second, but my girl goes, she would look even better if she got her teeth straightened up a little bit. She could, use some Invisalign or something. I said, yeah. I said, but, she's still cute. And she goes, oh, yeah, she's definitely cute. And I was telling her how I noticed so many people dog her out on social media, how many people dog out Shayna Baszler. They either call her mentally challenged looking. They call her ugly and all kinds of other. I think she looks kind of cute. Honestly, kind of. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's not. Now, see, there's many definitions of cute. You know, when I say cute, I don't want you guys thinking, oh, so you think she's, Sports Illustrated, Playboy. No, see, that's considered hot. That's considered, bust out the jet rag and, spend 5 minutes in heaven along with Five Finger Palm Susie. That's one of those type of things. No, she seems cute. Especially from a tomboyish kind of vibe there. I've always kind of had a soft spot for tom girls anyway, so I've also always found I could connect a lot more to tom girls, especially given all the shit that I'm into and everything. So it's so yeah, it was nice seeing Shayna Baszler back. Shayna came back. The way they slid her in there was honestly, it made a lot of sense to me, but I thought it was going to take a more interesting turn, because they had her get involved in R-Truth's match against Akira Tozawa for the championship there, for the 24/7 championship. And I was under the impression when I was seeing this, okay, so what exactly are we going to get right here? I love R-Truth. I really I'm not invested in this Akira Tozawa thing. I'm sorry, folks. It's not doing anything for me. It's not. I'm tolerating it. If I can be honest with you guys, I'm tolerating it because I love and I respect the hell out of R-Truth. That's the God's honest truth. But Akira Tozawa, I'm not feeling it. I just want for Truth to be moved on to something else already. That's just where I'm coming from. I don't need to really rehash all of what I had said about that whole Tozawa thing from a couple of weeks ago. And look, I know people are going, but entertainment, and look, I'm all down for entertainment. I'm all down for the jokey jokes, for the haha. I'm down for all of that stuff, as long as it can make me laugh. If I'm constantly shrugging my head and I'm going, man, that's silly, and it's not doing anything to me, I feel indifferent. I feel like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go on ahead and go downstairs and do a load of laundry, something. That's not good. So, trust me, I love funny as much as the next person, but it does nothing for me. But just when we thought this match was going to go down between the two, Shayna Baszler comes out, and Tozawa's got his ninjas in there and everything, and Baszler, what was it, about 4 or 5 fucking ninjas? She pretty much makes quick work out of them. R-Truth is loving what he's seeing, and he thinks he has an ally in Shayna. Shayna's looking at him, and for that brief second, did you guys think that Shayna was going to maybe take that 24/7 title for herself? I sure as hell did. I thought for sure that was the direction they were going to be going in, but it didn't happen, as R-Truth excused himself, and pretty much Shayna kept it short and sweet. She pretty much said she's been on the sidelines for far too long, seeing everything that's been happening, and no more. She's done sitting by the sidelines. She's done looking at these women that she feels, honestly, don't deserve the positions that they're in. So she pretty much put all the women on notice that the Queen of Spades is back, and she will not be denied, nor will she be ignored. I'm paraphrasing, but when you get to the heart of what she was saying, that was pretty much it in a nutshell. So great to see her back. And look, we had got wind of some of the reports that were being put out there about Shayna Baszler. You heard some of the stuff there that Vince McMahon was sour on Shayna Baszler, and that's why she's been off TV, blah this, blah that. And, it's just not clicking for him, blah, 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 all this other stuff. Yeah, that's so much hearsay that we're hearing basically. But when it's all said and done, what's fact is that she was off TV for several weeks. Now, unless Shayna Baszler goes on Corey Graves' podcast and reveals there were some personal things that she was taking care of in her family, which is why she was off TV for some weeks, everything is speculation. But again, the fact, she was off TV for many weeks. I will say this, looking back in retrospect, and I probably am only one of the few podcasters in podcasting land that understood what WWE was trying to go for when they initially debuted her. They were initially trying to, have her go in there. It was kind of like that fucking Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield fight that I've mentioned time and time again when mentioning Shayna Baszler, with the whole biting of the ear and everything. But in this case, Baszler, biting the neck and everything. I got what they were trying to go for, but the execution and just really kind of pumping the brakes, taking a step back and saying, okay, if we do this, how exactly is social media really going to be? Yeah, and it didn't really go over that well. It made her come off as a joke, basically. So she was off to a rocky start. She was. And I think that had did a lot of damage to her. So my point, the fact that she's been off TV for so long, which has essentially given enough people to kind of forget about that, and now you've properly reintroduced her in this type of fashion, that's good. More please. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. I'll say this. The promo that Shayna cut tonight, I know it's pretty early. But the promo that Shayna cut tonight compared to the previous times that we saw her on Raw, she seemed more comfortable on the mic. I don't know if that was essentially because, hey, not for nothing, she's essentially in an empty arena with just her peers, so it's more easy for her to just bounce off of them as opposed to, here's a big ass arena full of people, go out there and best of luck to you. But she seemed more confident in her promo tonight. She seemed to have a bit more swag as she was speaking. So, and it was less. Whereas the Shayna Baszler before was talking way too much and it didn't have the other things that I had mentioned. So she's off to a really good start tonight. This is great for WWE. I need to see how they continue to build off of what they did tonight to be continued. But they're off to a really good start with Shayna Baszler. And you would just like to believe that Shayna Baszler, she may be eyeing Asuka after Extreme Rules is over. She just may be eyeballing. Give me a quick second here. I got an email from eBay here. Give me a second here. God damn, that was quick. All right, my order from Best Buy is on the way. Hot damn. Yeah, so I got this laptop here. I've had this laptop for a couple of years. Quick sidebar. I've had this laptop for a couple of years now, and it's capable of playing PC games. But the only thing is, I've really yet to sit down and play a fucking game on the laptop. I'm usually an iOS, Android, or I'm on the Xbox. So I had an Xbox controller, PC controller. I had the traditional one. I had the wired one, basically. And I couldn't find it for the life of me this weekend. Could not find it for shit. And so I went on, first I went to Microsoft, and believe it or not, the new controller that comes with the USB flash stick, you just plug it into wherever and you can connect that way. Basically, you guys know exactly the controller I'm talking about if you're a gamer. Go on Microsoft Store. They don't fucking have it. They're sold out. However, they did have the hardwired one, but as you all know that have learned the hard way, as I learned the hard way, when it comes to that hardwired one, eventually that cord, when you think about it, matter of fact, if I can just find a controller real quick, I can more so, matter of fact, I know exactly where a controller is. Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second here, guys. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. All right. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, all right, so they had the Xbox wired PC controller. All right, so it's basically, All right. So you got the cord and all that. It hooks up on the back. And the cord just it comes out like a loop, basically, like a U. Okay, so you're constantly trying to make sure you're straightening that cord out so that eventually, hopefully you don't get like a weird connection or some stupid shit like that. And sadly, when it comes to that particular controller, eventually you start to have loose wiring because of that area where the cord bends. And so that's ultimately what had happened to the original wired PC controller I had, but I was trying to look for it. So I'm kind of under the impression maybe I had trashed it. So long story short, went on Microsoft. They were sold out of the wireless one that comes with the flash stick. I'm going, okay, that's kind of weird. Went on Amazon, and on Amazon, motherfuckers were saying, oh, we'll have this to you the last week of July, first week of August. It wasn't even Amazon that was selling them. This was third-party vendors. I'm going, what the fuck? So finally, I went on Best Buy, and I said, okay, let me see and Best Buy had it. So for those of you that are maybe looking for a PC controller, a good quality PC controller, mind you, you've been having some shitty-ass lack of luck, then Best Buy is your best bet. So it's been shipped. It will be here Wednesday. I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited. I just can't hide it. So sometime this week, you guys will be seeing me on Twitch. I'll be playing some games on the PC. I'm going to be playing a little bit of Marvel Future Fight. Love that fucking game. I've really just been a big fan of that. Been getting into that a lot. So I'll probably kick back, play that for a little bit. Let you guys see some of the games that I'm kind of into. That's just one of the PC games that I'm trying to get into. I think also because it's only available for PC and I think the PS4, Shenmue 3. I'm also trying to pick that up, so I'll probably end up getting that on Steam. So, just kind of getting everything nice and ready there for the setup there. Hey man, gotta show some love to my man Gino. What you saying in the chat here? Actually, some of you guys in the chat here. Gotta see what some of you guys are saying. By the way, if you guys are noticing any skipped frames, like if there's any lag going on, let me know, because if it's happening more than once, I definitely want to know, because off the fly, I can do some stuff with some of the applications that I have on. Maybe I can turn some of them off, and that can kind of help out a little bit. And I'll tell you one thing that'll probably help. I actually have Twitch on. Hang on a second here. I got the Twitch dashboard on. Let me just exit that. Hang on a second here. There we go. And that should kind of help out a little bit here. And then, yeah, I am seeing what you guys are saying in the chat here. Let me show you guys some love in the chat here. See what you guys are saying here. See here. Yeah, Gino. Yep. Fucking Slammiversary is this Saturday and Extreme Rules is this Sunday. So, it used to be a time where TNA would have their pay-per-views on a Sunday, but this was a really smart-ass move by Impact. It really, really was. It was a damn good, smart move to not go head-to-head with the WWE. Just have their own respected night on Saturday. It's smart. I'm definitely going to be checking out Slammiversary. I can tell you that off the break. What I don't know is... See, here's where it's a little bit tricky. By the time I get off work, the entire first hour, I would not have seen. So I think what's probably going to end up happening is I'm going to watch the encore of Slammiversary. And then after I'm done, I'm going to give a review on the pay-per-view. Now, what I don't know is, I don't know if that's just going to be a patron exclusive or if I'm just going to do a post-show. Everybody can check it out. That's where I'm a little bit confused. I have it ironed out before the weekend hits, for sure. Yeah, it was awesome seeing how Shayna Baszler got slid right back in there and everything. Good build tonight. They just got to continue to be smart, and they got to continue to build from there. So we'll see what else happens. We had some decent tag team action that pretty much had kicked off Monday Night Raw. It was an elimination tag team match. Viking Raiders taking on Angel Garza and Andrade. Pretty good official result from that. Andrade and Angel Garza defeating the Viking Raiders via pinfall. Garza last eliminated Ivar. It was an okay match. I know a lot of people were kind of shitting on it a little bit. I mean, if I could be totally honest about this match, I didn't really feel as though there was enough chemistry here between the two teams. There's some matches you come across and you go, okay, well, I'm not really sure if their styles will gel like that. And then you're like, boy, was I wrong. They actually gelled pretty damn good together. This was kind of one of those cases where it kind of felt like you're watching step-by-step ballet to a certain degree. That's the first thing that comes into my mind. It wasn't an entirely bad match, but, it wasn't, average match. It was tolerable. It was tolerable. Damn sure didn't appreciate them kicking things off with MVP. That's the way we're going to open up these damn Monday night shows. We always got to open it up with MVP. Give me a nice change of pace. Come on. Samoa Joe did pretty damn good there a couple of weeks ago. Give me more of Samoa Joe. That's good. More Samoa Joe, less of MVP with his little things popping and whatever. Let's go shopping, whatever the fuck he be saying on that damn thing. Whatever the hell he be saying on that damn thing. See what else we got here. We told you about Akira Tozawa, R-Truth. Now, R-Truth, he had found out by Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. I said Cedric Alexander. Oh, God. I'm sorry, guys. Whew, I needed that one. I'm just picturing the Steve Harvey show right now, man, and I'm just going Cedric Alexander. Oh man, Cedric the Entertainer. Oh god. Anyway, Alexander there. He finds out, R-Truth does. He finds out that he has a match against Randy Orton. He thought he had a match against the Nature Boy Ric Flair. But no, it's actually against Randy Orton, so he's a bit bummed to hear that news and everything. But I mentioned that because R-Truth, not for nothing, he got more than one segment tonight. That just shows you now see, that's not me going back to what I said a few minutes ago. You can't say I'm hating on R-Truth, because R-Truth and Alexander, Ricochet, I mean, they gelled pretty damn good together. So much so, I know a lot of people do not watch Impact Wrestling, and it's kind of sad. But to those of you that do watch Impact Wrestling, which I have praised a lot over the past month and a half to 2 months now, I'm telling you, the way Truth clicks with Ricochet and Alexander, it almost reminds me of Impact Wrestling's The Rascals. And WWE, I don't know when was the last time they just were flipping through the channel, seeing what other promotions were doing, but I think they have something that's pure comedic and entertainment gold right there with those three guys. And I think just for a basic blueprint of what the Rascals are doing in Impact, WWE could take that and build off of that with those three guys. And for those, it's because they're black. No, I'm going strictly off of, they just seem to gel well together. They just seem to click. Hell, I would even consider R-Truth, Heath Slater, and, maybe Ricochet, or Alexander, or why not have all of those guys? But you could basically do your own little version of the Rascals with any or all of those guys, is my point there. But yeah, good stuff. It was good stuff right there. Let's see what else we had on tonight's Raw. I'm not trying to go through a full-blown recap, but just kind of, so far I was kind of liking what I was seeing here. Now, Seth Rollins, in his man bun, coming out once again with his tired ass fucking promo and the fucking endless. Oh my god, I just was so fucking okay. So basically, this was Seth Rollins in a nutshell tonight. For those of you that did not watch Raw here, I do the work so you guys do not have to. Okay, this was basically Seth Rollins. I'm gonna do this just right. Okay, just pretend this is a black glove. I know you guys that's going to be listening to the audio version of this, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing here, but I basically have a latex transparent looking glove on here. Just pretend that this is the black glove for those of you watching the webcast here. You know, and this was basically Seth Rollins in a nutshell tonight. Rey Mysterio, you need to understand, when we do this eye for an eye match, you brought this on yourself, Rey. This eye for an eye match, Rey. You brought this on yourself. You did. What you fail to realize, Rey, is that what you did was the ultimate sacrifice that benefited for the greater good of my cause. I can't believe you failed to see that, Rey, but I'm gonna make you see it. At Extreme Rules, Rey. Eye for an eye. Rey, you'll never be able to see another sunrise. You'll never be able to see another sunset. You'll never be able to see your beautiful son, Dominic. See him get married. See him become a dad. Eye for an eye, Rey. You'll never be able to see your wife again, Rey. You'll never be able to see your wife again, Rey, when she's in between your legs, giving you that great crucial... No, he didn't say that, but you guys get the point. So, I mean, eye for an eye. I must have heard that shit like about 6-7 fucking times. I'm going, Jesus fucking Christ. I just said, fuck this. I'm done with this guy. So, I went downstairs. I made a sandwich. I wish I was kidding. I made a sandwich. Let my dog out so it can use the bathroom. What else did I do? I actually went to use the bathroom after that. I came back. Rey was still, fucking Seth Rollins. He was still talking. I'm going, Jesus, this guy doesn't stop. I'm looking at my girl at this point. I'm going, this guy's been talking all this fucking time? She goes, yeah. And I tell her, I fucking made a sandwich. I let Maggie out. I fucking took a dump. Checked the mail, and he's still talking. Like, yeah, he's still talking. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. So then I disappeared, and I found some other shit to go do. I come back, and now there was some type of a match that was going on, and, you know, and Kevin Owens was in there, and Aleister Black was in there, Seth was in there, Buddy Murphy was in there. I'm going, I just don't care. I just don't care. No disrespect to Aleister Black, Kevin Owens. No disrespect to those guys. They're phenomenal, but it's just that whole... Seth Rollins is like jock itch. You know, that's what he's like, jock itch. You know, he's like this funk that you just can't get rid of. You know, like this bad itch, this bad odor that's down on your crotch. Now, luckily, knock on wood, I've never had that problem. But I hear that you get like some odor down there, and you know, you're having a hard time getting that shit off. I hear it's a bitch. I hear you got to go through some leaps and bounds to get that funk off of you, right? Proper hygiene, like you might have to go to a dermatologist or gynecologist or some shit. Try to, you know, why does my shit always stink? That's Seth Rollins for me. You know, it's like, you know, oh, it looks good. You know, Seth Rollins, he's like, oh, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, but then as soon as it opens his mouth, it's just, yeah. I know people that's going to be listening to the audio, they can't see my facial expressions right now, but, you know, it's no different than, you know, you're walking down the street, you see a nice fine honey go by, and you go, damn, that girl is fine.
and you start fucking doing the Michael Jackson little video. You knock me off of my feet now, baby. Ooh, and you just walking down the street trying to, hey, little lady with the high heels on. You just trying to walk up and mack and everything, and then looks attractive, but then the mouth opens, dialogue is coming out, and at first you're going, and then as you're continuing to listen to her talk, you just help, somebody help, get me out of here. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those type of deals. That's how I feel about Seth Rollins with his promos. Notice here, never anything personal with these wrestlers. Never personal, because at the end of the day, I don't know some of these cats. I don't know most of these cats. I'm only talking about what I'm seeing of how they're portraying their characters on TV. The in-ring ability, as far as Seth Rollins, I've never shitted on his in-ring ability. That's always been intact. But this Jesus Christ superpose thing that's going on here, it's just a fucking bust for me. It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. I hope, and look, I really didn't get a chance to talk about this. I know everybody's making a big deal out of, CGI match, eye for an eye, Mysterio versus Rollins. It's going to be an eye for an eye. What the hell? Meanwhile, these are almost the same fucking fans that were seeing all the shit that was going on in Lucha Underground. Oh man, this is fucking cool. Be consistent. That's all I gotta say. Be consistent. Be fucking consistent. Look, it'd be one thing if we went into Sunday's Extreme Rules. We go to this eye for an eye match and we go, oh man, well, it's coming on now. That was some shit. That's one thing. At least we've seen it, and okay, it was some shit. Moving right along. But to shit on it before it even goes down, folks, have you not learned from the Boneyard match? These are the same people. Boneyard match? What the fuck is a Boneyard match? This match is gonna be stupid. What the hell are they talking about? Boneyard match? Boneyard match. Go to the Boneyard match. That was the greatest fucking thing I ever saw in my life. Other than my child being born, that was the greatest fucking thing I ever saw in my life. Which I'm really led to the conclusion that the eye for an eye match, I really believe it's gonna be fucking good. For that respect, for all the shit that's been going on with people bashing the hell out of this match, I am more than convinced this match is gonna be good. It's gonna have people talking throughout social media. People are gonna be putting this fucking match over. Let's just wait and see what happens with this match, folks. That's all I'm saying. Let's just wait and see what happens. They're using CGI and okay, well, Undertaker's entrance, summoning, lightning bolts and all that other fucking shit. Just saying, okay, so be consistent here, folks. That's my point. Be consistent here. But chill. Seriously, chill. Let's wait and see what happens with this match, and then we can pretty much go from there. Some other key points from Monday's Raw. I really don't think there's anything else I need to dive into here. I'm just, looking at the rest of the card here. Yeah, I thought it was a tag match that ultimately went down, but from what the little lady told me, basically, Buddy Murphy had fought Aleister Black. She said it was a shitty match. I'll trust her judgment. I did see Kevin Owens taking on Seth Rollins. They work well together, but with everything that's going on with the Rollins character, it kind of taints it a little bit. So, And then once again, we see Rey Mysterio. That was kind of interesting how he just popped up there and, little Rey Mysterio. I love Ray. Seth Rollins.
You crossed every single line that needed to be crossed. Especially with everything that you just said about mi familia, my son Dominic, my wife. Damn you, Seth Rollins. This Sunday, the sacrifice at Extreme Rules, I'm going to make out of you. Hombre, I'm gonna take your eye and I'm gonna cook it. I'm gonna saute it in onions.
That's not what he said, but basically, he'll see him at Extreme Rules. That's it in a nutshell. Randy Orton did have the match there with R-Truth. RKO'd the shit out of him. I mean, pretty much squash. Just fucking squash. But what was really hilarious with this was leading up to it, Ric Flair was backstage. Well, hey, look, at least they're keeping Ric Flair backstage. I'm just picturing yellow caution tape surrounding him. Hey there, what are you doing there? What's going on? What's causing all of this, people? What's going on here? Oh, we just saw you, and we were in catering. We just wanted to come and greet you. Can't touch you. Sorry, can't touch you. Can't touch you. I don't want to touch nothing that you have to. Don't want to touch nothing from you. Not trying to get the COVID. I'm right here. I got my own little borders right here. Only the special important people can be right here. You're not one of those people, pal. Ha ha. Woo! So at least they kept Ric Flair backstage, somewhat in a quarantined area there, but they had him exchange words with Big Show. That was pretty cool how they had that all set up. And you're already getting planted that seed there of Ric Flair. Hey, you see all this shit that Randy Orton is doing. How long you think it's gonna be before eventually Randy Orton turns his back on you, of all people? So I like the fact that ball had kind of got rolling, but I still can't help but ask the question, at the age that Ric Flair is at now, with the recent health problems that he's had and surgeries that he's had, what is Ric Flair gonna be able to do there? What can you do with Ric Flair there? You can't give him an RKO. I'd be shocked if he could take a RKO at that age. I'm picturing more worst case scenario, and I just want to prepare you guys. I could see something happening where Randy Orton gives Ric Flair a low blow from behind. And Ric Flair is just, oh God! Oh God! Oh God! I can just see Ric Flair doing that. He's like, why? Why, Randy? Why, Randy? And I can just see Randy just punting the shit out of him. I can see something like that going on. But we should do Ric Flair more often there. I think that might be a new super chat tier there. You donate a certain amount. I don't know, like maybe $2, and we'll do the mocking of fucking Rick. Oh God, Randy, maybe we can add that as a special tier. The Ric Flair crying tier. We'll do that. But I'm just picturing Ric Flair taking some type of an attack like that. I do not see him taking an RKO. I don't see it. I don't see it. If he takes an RKO, bless his heart. Bless his fucking heart. But I'm not fucking seeing it right now. That's just me. But that was a good match. Well, it wasn't even a match. It wasn't even a match. Like, it was a good match. No, it wasn't a good match because it was a squash joint. Randy Orton just literally went into that joint. It didn't even make it 60 seconds, I don't think. And it was just a fucking RKO. 1, 2, 3. That pretty much was it. And I like how Randy Orton was trying to kick the shit there out of R-Truth and Ric Flair. Hey, no. And Big Show comes out. Randy doesn't get a chance to punch the shit out of R-Truth. But we did get a interesting development there. Randy Orton challenged Big Show, not just to any old kind of match, for next week. No. The match that the two of them are gonna be having next week, it's gonna be an unsanctioned match. You know, why couldn't this go down at the pay-per-view? Your guess is as good as mine, but hey, something to look forward to for next Monday's Raw. Another fully squashed match. Bobby Lashley taking on and defeating Ricochet. That pretty much, it was what it was there. And that pretty much was it for Raw when it was all said and done. So again, for me, the bright spots, Shayna Baszler coming back, Bianca Belair coming back. The decent match there that Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott had against Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. That actually was pretty good. I'll definitely give that the props that it deserves. It actually was a good match. Fucking Sasha, Bailey teaming up, taking on Asuka and Kairi Sane. That was a good matchup that they had right there. Did I mention Shayna Baszler just a few seconds ago? You know, can't help but say it again. I do like her and everything. Shayna Baszler coming back. That was pretty good. Other than that, yeah, average Raw. When it's all said and done, average Raw. We'll get into Extreme Rules in a hot second. We can preview that, and I'll offer some predictions. I do want to give a shout out to our Patreon members, though. Patreon.com/RCWR show. Check out bonus audio, video content, great majority of which you won't be able to find anywhere else. Video, audio content, and more. Patreon.com/RCWR show. Shout out to Patreon members. Gino, love you, Gino. Shout out to Sean Kenter. Shout out to Justin Ripstock. I'm waiting on that taffy, Justin. I'm waiting on that taffy. I'm not going to be eating it, but I'm waiting on that taffy. Shout out to Tony Bean Gaming. You want the very latest in all things Marvel Strike Force, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Marvel Super War. Tony Bean Gaming. Tips, tricks, news, walkthroughs, reviews, whole 9 yards. Check him out. He's also going to be covering Square Enix's Marvel's Avengers game that's going to be dropping in September. So check that out. Good games coming out in September, man. You got Marvel's Avengers. You've got the WWE Battlegrounds game. I am going to be checking that out, by the way. I am going to be checking that out. It's got a celebrity deathmatch meets NBA Jam meets WWE All-Stars, if you guys remember that game. It's got all of those vibes to it. Also, WWE Mayhem. It's got all of those vibes to it. So I will definitely be playing that. Looking forward to it, and then some. And yeah, patreon.com/RCWR show. Also, shout out to Patreon members Michael Wolf and John Davis, just in case I didn't mention those guys. Also, shout out to our sponsor, So Fan Comics. If you guys are comic book collectors, you need that fix, but you want it in a way that's safe. I know a lot of you guys don't like going out in public these days with the whole COVID. Get your magazines, get your movies, get your pop figures and all that from So Fan Comics. They will deliver it to your home or your office. SoFanComics.com. Again, SoFanComics.com. If you're enjoying the show so far, please hit the like. If you're new, welcome. Subscribe so you don't miss out on all the great content that's going to always come your way on a weekly basis. Hey, let's talk Extreme Rules. All right, so it's coming up this Sunday. They're dubbing this the horror show. My question to WWE, with Halloween right around the corner, what are you going to do for October? Just saying. Just saying. All right, so it's coming up this Sunday. It's going to be happening at the Performance Center. Apollo Crews taking on MVP singles match for the United States Championship. This is an interesting match right here, because feel me on this for a second. If Apollo Crews wins, then what happens to that title that MVP was pushing around there? You feel where I'm coming from? storyline wise, it makes no sense for Apollo Crews to pick up that title that MVP introduced, what was it, last week or the week before, unless Apollo Crews is going to be the type of person, not only did I beat you, MVP, but just to rub it in your face for more insults, I'm going to be pushing this belt that you introduced a couple of weeks ago. How about that? So I'm just, with this current Apollo Crews character that's running around right now, I'm just not seeing that. So, with regards to this match, I'm going to say MVP walks out of Extreme Rules. Hooker by crook. I'm looking at him as your new United States champion. Rey Mysterio,
Damn you, Seth Rollins.
taking on Seth Rollins, eye for an eye match. Finish him. Doom, doom, doom. What's he? Yeah, ripping the eye out and all that shit. Let's do some Kill Bill fucking shit there with the eyeball. Look, it's not going to be Stan Hansen taking on Vader in Japan. It's not going to be that type of an eye match. Shout out if you guys ever saw that match. Damn good match. I know some of you guys are like, it's obvious. Rey Mysterio, right, Lee? Come on now, Rey Mysterio. I am going to say... I'm going to say Rey Mysterio, but I see some type of fuckery going on in such fashion. Rey's going to get the W, but I just see something weird happening afterwards that maybe is going to continue to further have Dominic get in there. Literally pick up the mantle there for his dad, pick up the good fight, continue it on there. But that's the vibe I'm getting. But I am saying Mysterio for the record. Strowman taking on Wyatt swamp fight. I would so like to see Bray Wyatt win this title right back. I'm not seeing it just yet. I kind of feel as though, if anything, SummerSlam is maybe where things are going to be changing. I don't see Braun losing this Sunday. Braun for the retain. Bayley taking on Nikki Cross, SmackDown Women's title. Get that shit out of here. Bayley's got that. Asuka taking on Sasha Banks, Raw Women's title. I don't see Asuka losing that title. Definitely can see Asuka moving on to Shayna Baszler. Make it so. Drew McIntyre taking on Dolph Ziggler. That's a no-brainer right there. I'm not seeing, so, you know, a pretty predictable card here when it's all said and done. You need a swing something here. Let me just go back and look at this. So my swing right now, MVP over Cruz for the United States title. That's accurate. Ray over Rollins. That's accurate. Strowman over Wyatt. Yeah. Damn sure don't see Cross. I'm just not convinced. I just don't see it. I do not see it. Asuka, Sasha Banks. Or correction. Yeah, I said that right. Asuka, Sasha Banks. Asuka's been on a roll. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. McIntyre, Ziggler. Yeah, so your only swing is really the MVP Apollo Crews there. That's really it. As far as what is probably going to be the match most people are going to be talking about in a positive way, I think the eye for an eye match. I also think the swamp fight match. I think those are the two that's really going to have people talking. Honorable mention, I think Asuka taking on Sasha Banks. If that tag match that we got tonight was any indication of taste of things to come, for Asuka and Banks. That was a really good closer tonight. I think Asuka and Banks is going to be the sleeper hit for the card. But that's how I'm looking at Sunday's pay-per-view. So once again, MVP, your new United States champion. Mysterio over Rollins. Strowman retains over Wyatt. Bayley retains over Cross. Asuka retains over Banks. McIntyre retains over Ziggler. It really does, if you stop and think about it, it really does feel like a filler type of pay-per-view until, okay, now that that's in the books, now let's try to focus on SummerSlam. But if they decide they want to go into this and they want to load up some surprises, hey, I hope that from what I just gave you guys as far as picks go, I hope that it's shaken up big time. I really, really do. So we'll wait and see. We'll see how it all pans out. All right, so got a few headlines we can dive into. Let me see. We're doing pretty good on the showtime here. Looks like we've been on for probably about, I think I missed maybe about 3 minutes of recording there. So I think we've been on for about an hour, 6 minutes, it looks like. Let me just look at the recorder here. Yeah, about an hour, 6 minutes. So, I mean, that's not really too bad. So a couple more headlines we can dive into. And tell you what, if we go up to about, an hour and 20 minutes, I'm actually okay with that. So, I don't know if you guys had heard about this, but once again, Tammy Sunny Sitch, she is back in jail once again. Lord have mercy. I wish I was pulling you guys' leg there. But once again, she is in fucking jail. And it was interesting because, some of the interactions I was having with some people and just reading the comments of folks chiming in their thoughts on her getting in trouble with the law once again. There's a decent majority of people that are, man, don't fucking feel sorry for her whatsoever. She's had so many opportunities time and time again. What the fuck? Now, set this up properly for you guys here. So she is incarcerated at the Monmouth County Correctional Institution. She was processed earlier this afternoon. And looks like she was arrested early Monday morning and was charged with operating a motor vehicle during a second license suspension, also eluding a police officer, and contempt/violation of a domestic violence restraining order. I mean, this is just fucking bullshit. And I gotta give a shout out to DT, because DT was definitely, before all the other dirt sites, dirt sheets and all that were reporting this, he actually was among the first to really shed his news that he had heard from a friend of Sonny's, as he had said, she's back in jail, violated terms of probation, violated a restraining order, drove under suspension, and tried to evade police. So pretty much mirroring exactly what all the dirt sheets would later go on to report. But to my knowledge, he actually was the first to, get wind of the information and put it out there and everything. Look, I have covered Sonny's problems with the law. It's well documented off and on over the years. In some instances, excerpts were made available on the YouTube channel covering her, but just over the years, just all the legal problems that she's been having. We've always talked about it on the show, but this time around, this is different. And it's different from this standpoint, because here we're in a day and age where we've got the Black Lives Matter. We got the Black Lives Movement that's going on right now. And I bring that up. You guys got to stay with me. I bring that up because some could make the argument that she had showed her true colors when she was reacting to all the stuff that had went down there with George Floyd, and why the rioting, why the protesting was going on. And she was making light of it. She was making jokes. And there were people that honestly felt, you know what, there's a time and a place to be cracking jokes and everything, but this is a time right now where we need to be serious. We all need to come together. And her comments, it's well documented. I mean, people got screenshots and all of that of what she had said. So if you don't believe me, you don't want to take me at my word, you can do the research yourself. It's not like she tweeted and deleted or posted on Facebook and all of a sudden, oh, let me just go back and let me delete that. No. You know, and to the people that she was offending, you know, not once did she really take a step back and, okay, this is definitely going to probably rub some people the wrong way. And, you know, so that really had heightened her. And for people that already felt, you know what, this girl's racist, you know, she kind of gives off the impression that she really doesn't care about other minorities. Now, look, as far as what she's attracted to, that's her business. That's one thing. But when many people keep coming away with the same impression, you know, what's going on with this person? You know, why is she always acting this way and putting this particular race of people down? You know, does she realize how she's portraying herself here? You know, what the fuck is going on? And I got to tell you straight up, you know, when I saw the comments that she had made, I was actually Facebook friends with her. I was Facebook friends with her for probably about 4 years, give or take. And I would send her private messages. Never got a reply, far as I know. Never got a reply. I would always send her encouraging messages. You know, basically, you know, hey, keep the faith. You know, stay strong. You know, I know it's kind of challenging, and you know, and this isn't me on some high and mighty fucking horse trying to, you know, I know what it's like to have a loved one, you know, go through some type of drug or substance abuse, kick the habit, and you know, it's challenging. It's challenging. It's a bitch. It really tries you. It really tries you. In some instances, it can make or break your relationship with that person, you know, with those substance abuse problems that they're having and everything. And so I always tried to look at her, and I think the other part of me that was kind of, you know, trying to really hang in there and root her on and everything. I saw what had went down with China. I saw what went down with China, and you can go on the website, rcwrshow.com. Haven't updated in a good while, but now that I've kind of had a whole YouTube bullshit that was going on, but once I get that squashed, I'm definitely going to be updating the website again on a regular. But I remember many years back, right before China passed, I had wrote this passionate essay, if you will, about, hey, you know, please turn your life around before it's fucking too late. And as we all know, she's no longer with us. So, you know, I kind of looked at Sunny, you know, in that same kind of limelight and everything. But I got to tell you, once the shit had went down there with her comments during the Black Lives Movement, I said, fuck this. Fuck this. If you're going to be making jokes and all that other shit, you want to be talking about hashtag white power and all that other fucking bullshit, I'm sorry, you're part of the problem that's going on with our society right now. You know, there's a time and a place to be funny, to be, you know, trolling and all that. It's like, but nah, you know, we need to be serious right now. It's like, and, you know, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, and I know you are well aware that you are a celebrity, you know, and you, as a result of you being a celebrity, you are a influencer. So as a result of being an influencer, you have significantly an influence on how people will go about, you know, one, interacting with others, and whatever you find to be, hey, you know, this is a really good worthy cause because blah, 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 blah. You know, you can influence people. You can influence people to do the right thing. You can influence people to do, a shitty thing, all that stuff. So for me, I unfollowed her ass. Once I saw the comments that she made, and that was it. And not for nothing. Way before that even happened, I had shared this out in the open. But way before that even happened, I remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but there was one year where she decided she was going to be doing autograph signing and everything. And she had needed help in managing her table. So she had asked, hey, is there anybody that, wants to make a couple of $100? You could watch my table, make sure nobody's stealing anything, blah this, blah that. She says, per her joint, send me a private message, let me know. And I'm sure to the people that do still follow her on Facebook and everything, that they probably will remember that post that I'm talking about. It was definitely on the East Coast. And I remember I sent her a private message and I said to her, hey, no problem. My wife and I, or soon to be wife, I said, we would love to help you out with that. I said, the money, it feels like it was like maybe 2 years ago. And I said to her, the money, it would definitely help us, because, we do have a wedding that's coming up and everything. So every little bit that, we can try to accumulate between now and then, that would be really fucking awesome. And I told her, I said, also, I have a security background and I have a permit to carry a firearm. So, you would be in good hands. Never heard anything back. Now, even if it was a worst case scenario where, hey, thanks for responding, but I want to go in a different direction, but I appreciate the lookout, or, hey, thanks for responding, but I already had got somebody, I wish I'd have saw this sooner. You would definitely got it. Maybe I'll keep you in mind for the next one because, what you had said, that's good to know. Nothing of that nature. I've had my fair share over the years. I don't know about you guys, and I'm not saying this to rub it in, so don't take it that way, but I've had my fair share of sending private messages to folks, of celebrity status. And, whether or not they respond or not, I sleep good either way. But I've had a decent amount that have privately, messaged me back, oh, hey, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Thanks for, support, blah this, blah that. Right down to something as simple as, hey, if anybody wants to make an extra couple of bucks, many times I've sent private messages and all that. And worst case scenario, even if, hey, it's already been filled, I still get a reply back. This girl, no reply. Now, you all take that how you want to take that. Now, I'm not looking at that isolated incident way before the shit that went down with the Black Lives Movement. I'm not looking at that and saying that bitch is racist. But just with that, seeing her interactions during the whole Black Lives Movement, fuck you. You've had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. When does our judicial system finally just say, you know what? That's it. This person has had so many opportunities. Obviously, it ain't working. So why should we keep giving this person opportunity after opportunity after opportunity? Because what's happening right here is serious fucking roulette. The last thing that I want to happen, just as an entire whole wrestling community, the last thing I want to see happen is, because of this woman's continued reckless behavior and actions, it costs an innocent person their life. Heaven forbid, a child's life or a family. So before that shit even fucking happens, whatever the fucking maximum is that this person can be in fucking jail for, put them in fucking jail. Because it's obvious with the opportunities that they have been provided, they just keep blowing it. Now, you'll probably hear some people that will, try to defend her and all this other shit. And, look, the people that are defending her, plan on defending her. These are probably the same people that have no problem paying whatever amount that she's asking for at onlyfans.com or wherever the fucking else, because when it's all said and done, they're living out their fucking attitude era fantasy. They're able to see tits and ass and all of that other shit, and look, if you gotta pay that amount of money to see some tits and ass, I mean, man, I'm sorry. Look, I ain't judging, but me personally, I mean, look, if I got an itch, I can just go in the next room. I can get on top of my woman, serenade her, wake her up and, be in and out and okay. Or, all right, push come to shove, go to a titty bar. Get a nice little lap dance. Good to go. Man, at least it's some type of physical interaction there to a certain degree. Like, to you people that's paying her only, all she's doing is taking your money and she's just, thank you, fuck you, bye. That's literally what she's doing. So, and whether or not these people, and again, I'm not trying to tell people how to spend their money. You do what you want to do, but you gotta start thinking about, okay, obviously this person keeps fucking up, and me contributing money to, in essence, it's kind of just endorsing their habit. It's basically helping them with their habit. So why should I, it's no different than somebody that's on drugs. Hey man, you got $5-10? Let me hold $5-10. It's just $5-10. And you're like, it's just $5-10, but hey, you're helping them feed their habit. If it wasn't for these people, funding her through OnlyFans and all that, she probably would have been out on the streets or some shit like that. Probably would have been much worse for her. But I'm at a point in my life right now where, you know what? I wish her nothing but the best. Whether she's able to find God, or I don't know what it's going to take. Or maybe she just has to be 6 feet deep to finally realize in the afterlife, man, I really fucked up. I don't know what it's going to take. But I tell you what, I'm not interested in wasting my time, energy, or in breath on somebody that just continues to be reckless with their lives. I would rather waste my time, my energy. I would rather invest it in somebody that is damn serious, is trying their damnedest. You show me a person that really is trying to achieve better for themselves in their life, and I'll definitely show you a person in myself that will do their very best to go above and beyond to help people. And this isn't coming from somebody that is on some high and mighty fucking horse or, some fucking, bullshit like that. Nothing of that nature. I've been in positions where I've either had to help out a loved one kick the habit, or I've done volunteer work at shelters, and I've had to in some instances kind of be a caseworker for some homeless people and helping them clean their life up and getting back on track and everything. So it's sad what's going on with this particular individual. I wish them nothing but the best. I know that there's also a group of people that's, looking at this and they're using it as an opportunity to just make fun of her, and which I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. I don't think when a person is down, you kick somebody, but it's okay to feel, wow, you keep investing in this person and man, they just keep coming up short. That it's okay if you feel frustrated and you're like, I'm done. In some instances, that's what happens. That's what happens. Some friends, some women I used to date, I could no longer have them in my life because I had to realize the hard way that, wow, everything that they touch is toxic. And on top of being toxic, they just keep lying, manipulating, and they're just not fucking worth it. They're just not fucking worth it. So that's just where I stand on that. To each its own. That's just where I stand on that. So, major day in sports. The Washington Redskins are no more. In case you missed the news, Washington Redskins, they put out a official statement earlier today. And if you'll allow me, just indulge me a little bit, I can actually pull that statement up for you guys here. I think I got it under downloads, or maybe it's under screenshots. Where is it here? Yeah, I got to go on Twitter for that one. Give me a second here. But basically, they revealed that they are going to be dropping the name Redskins. And you're going, oh shit. It's like that. Here's the official statement from the club. On July 3rd, we announced the commencement of a thorough review of the team's name. That review has begun in earnest. As part of this process, we want to keep our sponsors, fans, and community apprised of our thinking as we go forward. Today, we are announcing we will be retiring the Redskins name and logo upon completion of this review. Dan Snyder and Coach Rivera are working closely to develop a new name and design approach that will enhance the standing of our proud tradition, rich franchise, and inspire our sponsors, fans, and community for the next 100 years. Hey, what can I say? We knew this was going to happen. The only reason why it didn't happen in years prior is because it was just the fans that were being vocal. It was just a small minority of fans that were being vocal. And for Snyder and crew, hey, fuck you. I got all these sponsors. I got these endorsement deals. I've got these other financial backers. I'm good. We'll be able to replace you fans, no problem. But as the years progressed, social justice, all that other stuff, this current climate that we're in, not to mention, add on top of that, you had his owners, his co-owners for the Redskins. One of them that basically owns, I think FedEx, owns the name rights to the FedEx Stadium or whatever. You got them saying, okay, well, if you're going to continue to operate with this name, we can't be associated with this in any type of way. So if you're going to continue to operate under this name, we'll gladly go on ahead and we'll sell our shares. And you go ahead and you can find somebody else. And one of the guys linked to the FedEx Stadium name, by the way, we will remove FedEx Stadium from your stadium. We will remove our name from it. How about that? You had Amazon. Amazon had last week. Amazon had gave all sellers, gave them 48 hours to remove all Redskins merchandise because they would no longer be allowed to sell them on Amazon. You had Walmart. You had the NFL shop.com website. They fucking pulled Redskins memorabilia. So, I mean, this was a nice snowball domino effect that was hitting Daniel Snyder. And this is the same Daniel Snyder that was quoted in an interview basically saying, yeah, the name change ain't held to the no. It ain't happening. You can forget about it. And so here we are. Now it's in effect. Surprisingly, though, when you go on their social media handles, it still reads Redskins. Keep that in mind. It still reads Redskins. I would have thought it would have said Washington Football or something like that temporarily. But as far as names goes, look, man, your guess is as good as mine as far as what names they're possibly going to be going under. Maybe the Washington Monuments, maybe the Washington Vanguards. I've heard the Washington Presidents. I don't really know about that. Maybe the Washington Skins. You got me. I like to follow up on something that I had put out earlier this afternoon, which was, okay, so once again, the social justice warriors, they got what they wanted. That mixed in with the pussified generation, they got what they wanted. But for these people that were causing this uproar, and trust me, I'm not, I get it. We know the history, I get that. But my whole thing was, wow, what did Vince Lombardi think of the name Redskins? For that 1 year that he had came to DC and he had coached the Skins. If you guys don't know anything about that, you really owe it to yourselves. You can probably find it on Daily Motion or YouTube. Just type in Vince Lombardi's Redskins, and it's about 50 minutes long. It's really great. It's really great. That compliments the hell out of Vince Lombardi's A Football Story Part 1 and 2. So if I were to shoot it to you in a particular order, watch the Vince Lombardi story Part 1 and 2, then watch Vince Lombardi's Redskins. Now, that Vince Lombardi's Redskins, that was not under A Football Life. I think that was just under, was just maybe under NFL Films or something of that nature. So, but I can't help but wonder, okay, well, what did Vince Lombardi think of the name? Because here was a guy that was years ahead of his time. He was against racial discrimination. He was all for equal rights and all of that. I can't remember the name of the player, but there was one player that had came to him. I think while he was still coaching in Green Bay, there was a black player that came to him and said, "Hey, we just want to let you know that me and my girl, we're gonna get married." And it was a black guy and a white guy. A black guy and a white woman. And he was like, hey, we just want to know if you're okay with this, if we have your blessings. And man, he went above and beyond. Yeah, I don't care. It's all good. You two people love each other. That's all that matters to me. And when the owners and them had tried to come in after they got wind that this player was going to be doing the wedding and everything, they tried to strong arm their way into imposing their will on Coach Lombardi. And Lombardi said, hey, this is my team. These are my guys. You're not going to meddle in their personal affairs. You do, I fucking walk. That's pretty much how he laid it out to them. So, I can't help but wonder, what did he make of that name? Did that name make him cringe? Did he wish that the name of that team could be changed to something else? I just can't help but, think about that. I haven't done the research yet, but now that I know that the name is officially changing, I can't wait to follow up and hear, what guys like Joe Theismann, Sonny Jurgensen, John Riggle, I can't wait to hear what they all have to say with regards to this name change. Clinton Portis, Chris Cooley. I want to know what they all think about this name change, because I'm most curious. And I hold those guys in high regard. So I definitely want to know what they think about this. But look, the name's being changed. Just because the name is being changed doesn't mean that the results are going to be different as far as the quality of the play for the fucking team. Because they've been some shit for some years now, man. I still remember when we had RG3, man. Those were some good ass times, man. When we had a healthy RG3, boy, that shit didn't last that long. Before everybody started getting on Mahomes and everything, RG3 and Lamar Jackson, it was all about RG3. RG fucking 3. And so, to be continued. Obviously, this name change is going to go into effect this season. I don't see how you can prolong it until, if you got all of this unrest that's going on right now with your investors, stockholders, and all that, sponsors. If you got all this shit that's going on right now, makes a lot of sense to go ahead and just get the ball rolling, eat it now, go forward afterwards. But yeah, to be continued. See, other than that, oh, heads up. You were talking about gaming earlier there. NBA 2K, they revealed the current gen release date, and they revealed the next gen version, which is $10 more expensive. So it looks like NBA 2K21, that's going to be coming out on the current generation platforms on September 4th. And it's not going to be arriving on PS5 and Xbox X until this holiday season. But in addition, all versions of NBA 2K21 is going to be offering a special Mamba Forever edition that's going to be honoring the late Kobe Bryant and his lifelong pursuit of victory and legacy in the sport of basketball. So that's pretty badass. Also, the standard PS5 and Xbox X versions of NBA 2021 is going to cost more by $10, which brings it to $69.99 plus taxes. So that you're probably looking at about $73 for a fucking game. Man, and I remember back in the day when they just used to cost about $15-20, man. Jesus fucking Christ. NBA 2K21 will not support Xbox Smart Delivery or a similar device on PS5, meaning there will not be a free upgrade to next gen if you purchase the game on PS4 or Xbox One. However, if players purchase the $99.99 Mamba Forever edition, they will get the next gen version when it is released at no extra cost. So keep that in mind. The Mamba Forever edition, that's going to include the Kobe Bryant digital collection that includes a special My Player shoes and jerseys, a sapphire Kobe My Team card, and much more. So I've seen I got to show you guys the gameplay footage. I'll show it to you guys on Wednesday show, but it looks pretty badass. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. I haven't picked up an NBA game in many fucking years. Many fucking years. So I definitely am going to be picking that up. Some games I don't mind getting a digital version, but in this particular case, I actually wouldn't mind getting a physical copy and just, having that. Man, he graced the cover on so many fucking video games over the years, man. Definitely want to represent and check that out. Hopefully you guys are going to be representing and you're going to be checking that out as well. Also, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's been kind of relatively quiet since last we were on the air. Not really too much has gone down. There's a lot more stuff, but that's for Wednesday because it goes more out of the talk of WWE, and we got the Wednesday show for that. So kick on back, relax, enjoy that. We're going to be coming at you live as soon as NXT and AEW goes off the air. Again, this Wednesday night, I'll be live 10 p.m. Eastern. I'll be live interacting with you guys throughout the show. So that's going to be a nice, cool experience as always. So check that out. Meantime, be kind, rewind. Check out previous episodes you might have missed on demand and on the downloads. Get at me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Use keywords, the RCWR show. And once again, you enjoyed the show tonight. Do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Let the YouTube algorithm gods know you enjoyed. Fight TV algorithm guys, too. Also got to make sure we show some love to our Fight TV audience. By the way, I did not forget. Okay, so real quick. We got a contest that's going on right now for those of you that are interested in checking out Slammiversary. And this particularly is for new subscribers and followers only. Again, new subscribers and followers only. We've partnered up with Fight TV to be able to give away not one, but 2 codes. So you guys would be able to watch Slammiversary this weekend. If you want to enter the contest, all you got to do is look for the post on my Twitter handle at the RCWR show. Basically, make sure you're giving me a follow. Let me know that you have followed. Bonus entry, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, say, hey, I subscribed, and you're entered that way. You basically get 2 extra names in the hat for yourself there. So hopefully, that increases your chances there. We're basically going to do this a little bit similar to how we did it last time. We're going to go on Periscope. We're going to spin the wheel, and that's how the 2 winners will be figured out that way. It's on right now, the contest. So go find that tweet, and winners will be revealed at 10 p.m. Eastern this Friday, July 17th, after SmackDown goes off the air. That's how we're going to be setting it up. So now that you know, feel free to pass the information along, especially to your friends that are definitely into Impact Wrestling. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. Some good shit there. And other than that, that's officially it. I'm going to go ahead, shut this down. Audio version will be available Tuesday night. So enjoy the webcast version for now. Appreciate the love and support as always. Everybody that had checked out the show live, much appreciated. We got to figure out what's going on with Facebook. Something is going on at my back end where I'm seeing that the data is being sent to Facebook, but it never was officially released live to Facebook. Kind of weird there. What was going on there with Facebook. Hopefully I'll have that kind of ironed out when we go live again. That way our Facebook audience can be synced in as well. But that is going to do it until next go round. Wishing all y'all to be safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. Appreciate the love and support from those of you checking out the show live, and for those of you that's going to be checking out the show on demand and on the downloads. Thank you so much. Much love. Peace, y'all. Take care.